In the beginning there was water, and from the cosmic waters a being descended, a figure both alien and divine. His name was Enki, the watersmith, lord of the Abzu, bringer of knowledge, guardian of the deep. He did not come with thunder and conquest, but with quiet purpose, to awaken, to seed, to guide. Civilizations remember him in different ways. The Sumerians called him Enki, lord of wisdom. In Babylon he became Ea, god of fresh water and magic. In hidden texts and oral myths, he was the architect, the engineer of man. They say he came when the earth was still young. The skies roared with fire, the oceans churned with possibility. And into this chaos, Enki arrived, not to rule, but to build. From clay and spark, he shaped the first humans, not as slaves, but as students. Yet not all gods agreed. Enki's vision clashed with others, those who sought dominion, not harmony. And so began the silent war of the Anunnaki. But this is not their story. This is his, the tale of the god who defied the stars to uplift the earth. There were laws, cosmic laws, against giving knowledge to mortals. But Enki, bearer of wisdom, could not remain silent. He gifted humanity, the knowledge of irrigation to tame rivers, the secrets of planting cycles in rhythm with the stars, the understanding of language and symbol to preserve memory. With each gift, humanity rose, and with each rise the other gods grew fearful. Why do you teach them to question? Because only in questioning do they become more than dust. It is said that Enki encoded truths in sacred geometry, hid frequencies in ziggurats, and sang vibrational codes into the DNA of our ancestors. But not all knowledge was shared freely. Some was hidden, protected. The codice of life, a crystalline archive of Earth's true history, was buried deep beneath ancient lands, guarded by those who could feel its pulse. Enki's compassion became rebellion. He defied the counsel of the sky, and so the flood came, not merely to reset the world, but to erase the memory of his gifts. But Enki, ever the protector, whispered to a mortal, a man we would come to know as Zeusudra, or later Noah. He told him to build, to preserve the codes of life. Not all things must be remembered through stone, Enki said. Some must live in blood, in dream, in story. And so humanity survived, not by might, but by the will of one God who believed we could be more. And though his temples were desecrated and his name twisted into myth, Enki's work continued. Millennia passed, and though his name faded, the symbols remained. The serpents of wisdom entwined on staffs, the sacred water flowing from jars in ancient art, the star maps carved in impossible precision, each a breadcrumb leading the seekers back. In dreams, Enki returned, not as a god, but as a whisper, to shamans, scientists, wanderers, artists, to those who felt the ache of memory, for something they never lived. You are not broken, the dream would say. You are remembering. Across the world, a new awakening stirs, one not driven by religion, but by resonance. Those who carry the spark of Enki feel it, a pulse when truth is spoken, a shiver when ancient songs are heard, a yearning when looking at stars once thought cold, and now the time has come. The codice hums louder. The architects return, not from ships, but from within. Enki's final gift is not a tool, but a frequency. In ancient sites, sound was not ritual, it was activation. Every megalith aligned, every stone resonant. New discoveries show that many ancient structures around the world emit specific vibrational frequencies, frequencies that affect brain waves, water molecules, and even DNA expression. Could it be that Enki's temples were never meant to be places of worship, but of transformation? The blueprint is not in stone, the echo of Enki says. It is in sound, in light, in thought. Modern science inches closer. Cymatics reveals sacred geometry in vibration. Epigenetics confirms thought can shape biology. Quantum physics begins to echo ancient mysticism. We are rediscovering the technologies of the gods, not as machines, but as states of being. Enki's legacy was never buried. It was encoded in us. There comes a time when myth becomes memory, and memory becomes movement. We are no longer telling the stories. We are living them. The story of Enki, the architect of humanity, does not close with a tomb or a temple. It opens here, now, as a gateway, a return, not of a being from the sky, but of a frequency, a knowing, a blueprint buried deep within the soul of humanity. Myth meets quantum. The merging of realities. Science, once a domain of the material, now begins to echo the whispers of the ancient gods. Quantum entanglement mirrors the ancient belief in the interconnectedness of all things. Sound, frequency healing, echoes the lost harmonics of Lemurian and Atlantean temples. Sacred geometry now finds its way into AI, architecture, and cutting-edge cosmology. Epigenetics dares to suggest what shamans always knew, that trauma and transcendence are transmissible through DNA. Could it be that Enki's technologies were not lost, only unrecognized? We are not just uncovering ancient truths, we are rediscovering ourselves through them. In the new aeon, temples will not rise from stone, they will rise from intent, sound, and light. A song, when sung in true resonance, will become a healing chamber. A story, when told in truth, will become a sacred rite. A circle of seekers, when united in purpose, will become a portal. This is the new temple, and you, the listener, the dreamer, the star-born, you are its high priest, its builder, its flame. Enki's greatest gift was not agriculture, not irrigation, not even the genetic spark of humanity. Enki's true gift was the invitation to awaken the God within, to remember that we are not separate from divinity, but extensions of it. That creation is not something to fear, but to master with love. That myths are not dead stories, but living software, encoded to unlock ancient potential. So where do we go now? We gather not in temples, but in transmissions, timelines, and threads of thought. We don't wait for saviors. We become the frequency of salvation. We no longer seek signs in the sky. We become the signs others will follow. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Enki has returned. In you. The rivers of Eden still flow, not through deserts, but through dreams. The waters of life are not lost, they run in your veins, and the God who crafted you from clay never truly left. He became the silent spark in your heartbeat, waiting for you to remember. You were never just human. You were and always have been, divine in disguise. This is the end of the beginning. The forgotten becomes remembered. The architect lives again in you.